Pfizer released today that its booster may help against the new COVID-19 variant.
And a missing teen has been found in Spokane. Find out the details next on Murrow News 8.
From the Northwest Public Broadcasting Studios on the campus of Washington State University, this is Murrow News 8.
Good evening, I'm Dakota Cruz.
And I'm Jacoby Wright. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
An Amber Alert was issued Monday for a 15-year-old Lewiston girl. We know now she was found safe in Spokane Valley Tuesday evening. Lillian Ray Dixon was found in the Maxwell and Park area of Spokane Valley. The 36-year-old man she was with, Jonathan Wayne Bowes, is a known sex offender and was taken into custody.
Whitman County Public Health reported 12 new COVID-19 cases in the county on Tuesday. The Idaho North Central District reported 13 new cases of COVID-19 in Latah County as well.
And speaking of COVID-19, Pfizer announced today that their booster may offer protection against the new Omicron variant. They also said that the initial 2 doses appear significantly less effective. If the Omicron variant ends up becoming common globally, Dr. Jesse Goodman of Georgetown University said that, quote, it may be much better addressed through vaccines that are adjusted to specifically protect against that variant, end quote.
Just outside of Cheney last night, there was a rollover on I-90. There were reports of a jackknife semi going eastbound just 2 miles from the crash. On your screen now is what the truck looked like at milepost 263. Traffic was condensed into 1 lane going eastbound. So far, no injuries have been reported, but more details are still being worked out.
Well, the roads looked crystal clear today, but the question is, will we see more of the same or prepare for more snow on the road? Sydney, what can you tell us?
Hi guys, yeah, it's been a chilly one today, my least favorite kind of winter weather, cold and wet. Take a look at this video we captured earlier today of the hail coming down. I got caught in it on my walk to campus and it was not fun. It was coming down hard, but it didn't last for long, less than an hour. We saw some sunshine. The Pullman weather is just so unpredictable. Today we've got a high of 44 and a low of 25. We've also got some wind around 23 miles per hour, which is making it feel really chilly out there. Let's take a look at tomorrow. We're going to potentially see some snow in the evening or anytime after 4 p.m. We've got a high of 35 and a low of 25. Those temperatures are cold, so be extra careful when driving or walking to class. Now let's take a look at the temperatures across the state. We are seeing temperatures in the 40s, some dipping below freezing overnight. Seattle sticking at around 43 degrees and Olympia with a low of 36. Heavy snow is expected overnight in the Cascades, potentially 12 to 18 inches. So if you have any family coming this way for graduation, or if you're lucky enough not to have any finals next week, be super careful driving, pay attention to those past conditions. And let's take a look at the 5-day forecast now. It is gonna be cold and snowy. I'll take a step off the screen. We are seeing a full Pullman winter. We get a little bit of a break on Friday. We might see some sun poke through the clouds, but get your winter coats and boots out. Maybe plan on sticking inside, grab a nice cup of hot cocoa, study for those finals. It's gonna be chilly. That's all for weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Sydney. Well, 3 volleyball players were announced first team All Pac-12.
Find out who made the cut, and our Murrow News 8 reporter Ava Wainhouse goes in depth on their home, Bowler Gym.
Days, months,
Hey, I'm Jim from across the street.
years,
I'd like to give you this.
a lifetime can rush by without realizing what we're missing. We lose some of the best moments, some that may never repeat,
Come on.
or detach from people around us. Our loved ones grow used to this pattern, but it doesn't have to be that way. We have a choice to take action. It's never too late to live a full life again. Hear how many of us Vietnam veterans have managed our mental health and reconnected with our families. Visit MakeTheConnection.net to find out more.
Welcome back. WC Women's Athletics has made Cougar history as 3 of our volleyball players earned first-team honors for a second time in a row. Our Murrow News 8 reporter Cameron Baber is live at Boulder Gym to tell us more about it. What's going on, Cameron?
Thank you, Dakota. Yes, I'm live here in Boulder Gym, where 3 of our volleyball players have earned a first-team honors award for a second time. Magda Jarlarova, Hannah Pukis, and Pia Timmer. This is the first time in Washington State volleyball history where the same 3 Cougs have earned this award back-to-back. This trio leads themselves to be the best players in Pac-12, along with 10 others from Stanford, Oregon, and UW. These women were recognized on Tuesday by the American Volleyball Coaches Association. The Washington State volleyball team also played their way to the NCAA tournament for a 6th consecutive season. And now these Cougs will be back next season, where hopefully they can win this award again. Reporting live in Boulder Gym, I'm Cameron Baber, Murrow News 8.
Thank you, Cameron. It was a tremendous season for WSU volleyball. With a lot of energy, this largely comes from Boulder Gym, home for the Cougar volleyball. Our reporter Ava Wainhouse spoke with Boulder Gym staples to hear their thoughts about this team and this facility.
No one knows that sound quite like Rod Commons.
When you're here for a volleyball match, you can tell that it is very unique and very impressive.
This is Boulder Gym. Commons came here in 1977, retiring in 2008. He was the head sports information director for WSU Athletics for 31 years. He still comes into the office about twice a week, looking through files, old photos, chatting with friends. He's seen Boulder grow and change tremendously over the years.
It's only been in the last 10 to 15 years that we have seen some of those sports move their facilities elsewhere, simply because, one, we have outgrown Boulder Gym. I mean, there's only X number of square footage in it.
Before Beasley Coliseum, Boulder Gym was the home for WSU men and women's basketball. Intramural sports have also circled through here. But since it was created, Boulder Gym has always been the home for WSU volleyball.
This is the only court in the conference that's dedicated solely to volleyball.
WSU volleyball made school history this season with 6 straight NCAA tournament appearances, and Commons knows exactly who to credit for much of that success.
The reason that Washington State's so good in volleyball, 6 straight NCAA appearances, is because of the coaching staff and the great job they've done of bringing student athletes in here that can play at this level.
It took head coach Jen Greeny to revive this program. She played in Boulder from 1995 to 1999 and has been the head coach for 11 years. Greeny was always a force on the court.
As an athlete, she was very committed, very serious. This wasn't fun and games. She likes to win.
Not to brag, but we were pretty good as well. We went to the NCAA tournament, almost went to the Final Four one year, and I remember just Boulder Gym and how packed it would be every single time that we played.
Let's rewind back to 2002. This season, WSU beat #1 ranked Stanford when Greeny was the team's assistant coach.
And we ended up beating them for the first time ever, and you know, the fire marshal had to come, not let any more people in. I still run into, you know, Coug fans to this day that say that that was one of their, you know, top 5 sporting events that they've ever been to.
The Cougs appeared in the Elite 8 of the NCAA tournament for the second time that season. The only other time was when Greeny was on the team.
Ever since Jen Greeny and this current coaching staff came in, there's just been an energy and a revival of the program itself. And over the last 4 to 5 years, as we were making our way to the NCAA tournaments, you could feel the energy building around that program.
Steve Grubbs has been the play-by-play commentator for WSU volleyball for 18 years. Boulder Gym is a home for him too.
No matter where I go, it just has this unique feel to it because of its size. And when you do get a full house and it's packed, the noise that it generates just makes it a truly one-of-a-kind home court advantage.
Boulder is small but mighty. It can fit about 3,000 people. 3,000 people inside a gym like Beasley Coliseum doesn't feel like much, but inside Boulder, that's a different story.
In here, if we have that many people, man, the place really gets rocking. We know the band is going to be here, students will be here, friends and family, people from the community, so it is really just a really special place for our players.
And Boulder Gym is a special place for Commons.
I haven't missed a volleyball match this year, or last year or the year before.
The energy in Boulder is addicting. Some fans never seem to leave.
They get a taste of it, and they're not going to let go of it.
Reporting in Pullman, Ava Wainhouse, Murrow, News 8.
Well, a former Coug kicker made it into the NFF College Football Hall of Fame.
And Cougar basketball takes action tonight. Doyle D'Angelo had your sports next on Murrow News 8.
Last night, former Wazoo All-American kicker Jason Hansen was enshrined into the College Hall of Fame, becoming just the 5th player to do so from Wazoo. Hansen set 15 school records and holds a number of NCAA records as well. Hansen also became the 4th highest leading scorer in NFL history after 21 seasons with the Detroit Lions. The two-time Pro Bowler is forever etched in NCAA and NFL history as one of the best kickers of all time. And WSU men's basketball has a tough task at hand today when they face undefeated Weber State in Beasley tonight at 7 p.m. The Cougs stormed to a hot 5-0 start, but they've cooled off as of late, losing 2 out of their last 3 games. Not to say that they didn't have an impressive outing against number 16 USC last Saturday, only losing by a bucket. 2 keys for tonight's matchup is keeping forward Dylan Jones off the boards and limiting the turnovers. And WSU women's basketball is making a 75-mile trip to Spokane tonight to take on the Gonzaga Bulldogs at 6 p.m. The last time out, the Cougs won in dominant fashion against UC Davis in a game where they started out hot in the first half and cruised to the finish line. This has been a theme for them all season. Charlize Ledger-Walker and Murrow will look to lead WSU to their first win over Gonzaga since 2015. It has been a long time.
Washington State University received a large donation.
Find out how much and where that donation will go next.
It feels like no matter where you look, the state of the world's getting worse. Oceans full of plastic, an endless amount of waste, an impossible task ahead of fixing our beloved planet. But change can't happen if you do nothing. So here's where you should start. Reduce. Why? Because Americans produce more than 200 million tons of waste every year, and you don't want to add to that. Reuse. Why? Because reusing and repurposing cuts back on unnecessary waste, and it gives things a chance at new life. Recycle. Why? Because recycling creates jobs, it helps our community, and it helps our planet. And after doing all this, what will we be left with? We'll be left with a planet that will slowly start to heal.
Washington State University researchers received $125,000 in funding during the second round of the Cougar Cage. The funding from this program supports WSU's goal to become one of the top 25 public research universities in the nation by 2030. Pretty cool news, Jacoby. What do you think?
That's a lot of money. I wish I had that kind of money.
Yeah, if I had that kind of money, I would pay off all my loans, buy a house for my parents, and possibilities are endless. Well, thank you for watching. If you missed anything in this or any of our previous newscasts, you can always watch us on our YouTube channel.
Murrow News can be found at Northwest Public Broadcasting /Murrow News 8, and you can follow us on all of our social media channels. Roll Tide!